Good day. My name is Nengye Liu. I'm a senior lecturer at Adelaide Law School, and today I'm going to talk to you with my experience of using OnTask, a new technology, in teaching a large cohort of first-year business students in my course, Commercial Law. So I'm the course coordinator of the course for Commercial Law. And this is a first year, as I mentioned before, it's a first year compulsory course for business students. Each semester we have 300 to 400 students, so it's a large number of people. And I'm the only course coordinator with help from tutors to run this course. Some issues arise in this course because it's a large cohort. And also almost half of the cohort of students are international students. They are fresh to Australia. They don't really understand the system very well. Sometimes there are lack of information and motivation, and it's easy for them to disengage from the class. And with only one course coordinator in charge, the traditional way of keeping in touch with students, say for example, try to talk to them in the classroom or have a chat with them during the office hour, doesn't really work that well sometimes because there are so many students. And also the problem is only the engaging students, they will come to you and talk to you and send you an email. And quite a number of students, they won't really come to you and they feel disengaged, and then that resulted in a high failure rate of this course before. So in 2018, this course was a high failure course of the university, which the failure rate was about, say, 26-28%. It's above the 20% of the high failure threshold. In 2019, I became the single course coordinator of this course, and I introduced a number of changes. And then this is when I was introduced by the Learning and Innovation team of the University of Adelaide to try out the OnTask, a new software that helps us as academics to better engage with the students. So you see, this is our lecture theater, the so-called lecture theater. It's a very big stadium, and sometimes students can just hide in the air. So it's very difficult for us to really engage with them in the classroom. But what I did, and I find, which is very useful with OnTask, is it is not a traditional tool. It is a proactive tool to engage with students with individualized email. So unless just sit there waiting for students to come to me, writing a message, emails, or come to my office, or come to have a chat with me after the classroom, I, as a course coordinator, can use this OnTask based on the students' performance in the course so far to actively send individualized emails to reach our students, make them feel that they are monitored, and also generate a better connection between me and the students. What I did in the semester was, with the support of the staff from Learning and Innovation team, we set up a few milestones, and normally it's 1 week before each assignment due, and then use the data from my uni and use the filters building upon each student's performance and generate different emails targeting at different groups of students 1 week before each assignment due. And here is how it works. As you can see, it's basically just one email, but we can see whether students have completed a quiz or not, whether students have done well in their assignment or not, or they have completely missed one quiz or something. So then, by using those performance as a filter, we generated different emails, and also we can reach to different group of people with a individualized message. So see, here's the example. This is the first OnTask email, which is crucial because what I realized is we need to catch the students from the very beginning of the semester. So you see, this is the first OnTask email I sent to students in my class in the semester 1 2019. So for those who have done the quiz 1, they have done well and they completed by the due date, 1 week before the due date, and then the email would be generally very encouraging. Hey, you are doing well, keep going. And for those who have viewed the quiz 1 but haven't done that, which means they are aware of the quiz, but they just need a little bit kind of a push, then the email is drafted differently. Say, hey, you should do this. Or for those who have completely, because that's at the beginning of the semester, that's a problem I mentioned before, that some students they just completely disengaged, they feel like nobody is watching them, then it's a kind of more firm email with a more firm tone that the students was kind of told by me like, hey, Leo, you haven't really attempted it at all, so please do it as soon as possible. The due date is in 1 week's time, and if you don't do it, then you will have difficulties in this course. And also, if you need any help, I can definitely help and support you. So these kind of emails prove to be highly successful and effective. The use of the OnTask in our course to increase the students' engagement is proved to be highly effective, as some research conducted by the learning analytics expert Tony Lu from the Learning and Innovation team. As we can see, in semester 1, let's just move to the next slide, which is very impressive. So in semester 1, on the day when I sent the OnTask message or email to the students, 1 week before the quiz 1 was due, only 6 students viewed the quiz. And in the next 20 days, the view just rise significantly from 6 to 300. So that's the first email, and also I think it's kind of the first hit in the semester that students suddenly realize someone is actually watching them, because I say, hi, Leo, or hi, Adriana, and they feel a personal connection from their course coordinator, and they feel supported and also monitored. So which is very good, which significantly raised the view and also the completion rate of the first assessment of the course, which is the quiz 1. And if you compare the quiz and assignment completion rate in semester 1 2018, when OnTask was not introduced to the course, and semester 1 2019, when the OnTask was introduced to the course, there is a significant rise of the completion rate in semester 1 2019. And also, which is also interesting, is here. This is the weekly online engagement per students. If you see the weekly online engagement from students in the semester 2 2018, when we didn't use OnTask, the engagement happened suddenly, like that blue line, that happened suddenly just before week 7. So that is the due of the assignment. So which means students, they were not very active in the course, and suddenly they realized, oh, the assignment is due, that 30% of your that counts 30% of my grades, then I have to be engaged a bit more. This is not very healthy for a student's performance. And what we found is, after introducing the OnTask, as you can see the red line here in the semester 1 2019, the student engagement online engagement becomes more equal each week. And actually, 1 week before the assignment due, the weekly online engagement became actually very low. The reason is they have been studying hard during the whole over the weeks before the assignment due, and then before the assignment due, it's not time for online engagement; it's time for completing the assignment, and that same thing happened before the exam. So it's a very good kind of indicator that the OnTask increased the students' engagement generally with the course. Once again, the total online engagement between week 1 and week 12 per student increased significantly, almost 30% from semester 2 2018 to semester 1 2019. And also the average grade also increased. As I said, this course used to be a high failure rate course, with 26% of the failure rate. And in semester 1 2019, the failure rate significantly dropped to 10%. Because it's not a difficult course. It's more like, if you study hard, you will pass. And then, but many students, they didn't know and they didn't realize that as a fresh newbie in the university. So with this kind of constant, regular monitoring message, and then they realize it's different because if you just send a MyUni announcement, it is to everyone, and some people just ignore. But if they see and compare their message to their friends, they're like, oh yes, it's different, which means my course coordinator did watch me for my study, and then they suddenly when this personal connection is built, and then they studied harder. And then this is reflected in the average grade of the course, as we can see in the failure rate significantly dropped, and then the pass rate significantly rise, of course, and also the credit distinction and high distinction, they all kind of now more equally distributed in the course. And another thing which is also interesting that we find out is it doesn't really matter. So in front about whether you are domestic or international, or whether you are female or male, or in front of the technology, everyone is equal. So both international and domestic students, their engagement with the course increased, and also both male and female students, their engagement with the course also increased comparing to the previous semester. So that's how it works. And I find that this is kind of the future that we need to embrace, because with one course coordinator and large cohort of students, and there is no other way we can do. I mean, traditionally to just devote our time to build connections with students in the semester. Rather, we need new technology, and I think OnTask is a very effective tool for us to move on. And thank you very much. I hope this will help you to start thinking of using this new fascinating tool. Thank you.